Hello. This is Starry Ari's ASMR. I am Ari, and today I would like to show you this new jigsaw puzzle that I received in the mail yesterday. So it is brand new. It still has its plastic wrapping on it. As you can see, it's a very colorful and bright image of a solar system. It is not quite our solar system. I think they took some artistic license. There are a few extra planetary bodies that would not be there. Also, it is not to scale. But no puzzle could really be to scale and actually show all of the planets and details. So that's okay. We'll give them a pass because it's very pretty and bright anyways. So I would like to open this up and maybe get started on it a little bit today. I'm thinking maybe I will just separate the pieces out, pull out the middle pieces, set aside the edge pieces, and then maybe get started on the edges if we have time. We'll see how this goes. This one is a 500 piece puzzle. Now, it's been a little while since I've done a physical puzzle, so I'm a little bit rusty. I don't know exactly how long it's going to take me, so I imagine this will be a multi-part video. But I think that while I'm solving the puzzle in the background, I may add some ambient sounds like I tend to do. So maybe a crackling of a fire or some rain sounds. So I hope you enjoy that. But I also will probably be chit-chatting, maybe rambling as I go along. So I welcome you to maybe do some puzzling of your own, or just have this playing in the background, maybe while you're working or studying. It is also a little bit dry where I am today, so I have this glass of water that I will be sipping on. I am curious how challenging this one will be. There are lots of distinguishable sections, however, there are a lot of these big open spaces, so we shall see. I am going to go ahead and get this open and maybe lay out a puzzle mat, and then we'll get started. So here I have what is called a puzzle mat. It is basically just a large piece of felt, and as you do the puzzle on the mat, the pieces will stick to it, and that way you can roll it up if you need to move the puzzle or store it, or if you're doing a puzzle while you're traveling. So this is my first time using this mat, so we'll see if I like it. But I don't know if you can see on camera, I have lots of little hairs. I do have a dog, so her hair gets everywhere. So before we start, I'm going to take my lint roller and try and remove at least some of these hairs. I fully understand that tomorrow there will be even more hair on it, so we're not going for perfection here. I also have a lamp set up over on this side, so that's where you see all of that nice warm light coming from. I usually like kind of lower dim lit videos, but I think for today, in order to see the puzzle pieces, I think it's important to have some light. So I have the box here. I took off the plastic wrap. So now I just have the box. And go ahead and open it up. And this is what's inside. We have a poster of the image. So this can be really helpful when you're doing these really intricate spots. If you want a reference photo, I really like puzzles that include these because sometimes it's really difficult to look at the image on the box itself because it's so small. So this is really nice having something to reference if we need it. And it's quite large. I think that this might be the size of the actual puzzle. We'll set that off to the side for now. And here are all of the puzzle pieces. You can see it's a brand new puzzle because they are all in the bag. Now I am going to cut this bag open and dump the pieces into the box here. I do like to start with all of the pieces in one of the halves of the box and then pull out the edges. So we're going to go ahead and get started with that. I have dumped out all of the pieces into this box. Now, what I'm going to do is start by separating all of these edge pieces like this from all of the middle pieces like this. is get the second half of the box, the top part, and move these into that. And then for now, I'm just going to set these edge pieces just off to the side here somewhere. Some of these are a little bit stuck. Look at that, a nice corner. This is one of those puzzles that has the helpful letters on the back. And these are helpful if you're not entirely sure. If something goes somewhere, you could just flip it and then see what letters are on the back, and if they line up, then you know that they do go together. That can be helpful for some of these larger puzzles. And they have lots and lots of pieces that are very similar shapes. I'm starting out by spreading them out, but as you can see, there are many, many pieces. So it's going to end up just being a very large pile, but for now, I'll just spread them out. We may make some mistakes. I may accidentally move an edge piece over here, especially if I end up going a little bit faster, but that's okay. Like I said in my last video, mistakes are alright. It is just a puzzle after all. And you'll eventually figure out the mistake. This was a cheaper puzzle, so the pieces may not fit the best. I've noticed that slightly more expensive puzzles just seem to click together just really, really nicely. And some of these cheaper ones just don't. I mean, most of them are pretty okay, but there's just a little bit of a difference. I almost put this one in that box. Can't be making those mistakes this early on. I also like to flip them. You see all of these ones are upside down. When I put them in the little tray, I do like to put them right side up, even though some of them are probably going to get flipped around again. That's alright. At least the majority of them will be facing up, and then that just makes it a little bit easier when we move on to the centerpieces. this corner one. I'm going to move this over here with this other corner. It smells so nice. It smells like that fresh puzzle, that nice wood smell. More like cardboard, but you know what I mean. Really appreciate all of the wonderful comments and really warm welcome for my first few videos. Everyone has just been so kind and so supportive, which is something I really love about the ASMR community. I just feel like everyone is so positive. I've been watching ASMR for a good long time now, so I have scrolled through my fair share of ASMR video comments. You get the occasional uncomfortable ones, people being a little bit weird, but for the most part I would say the large majority are very positive and kind and supportive. I would say that ASMR probably does that better than any other YouTube niche. Try to gently pull those ones apart so that I'm not accidentally bending any of these little ends. There's something so satisfying about holding the puzzle pieces in your hand. It's quite funny, as soon as I said holding, I accidentally dropped that one. But feeling the puzzles in your hand, being able to move them around, it's a bit more, three-dimensional, and the puzzle pieces could go, any which way, whereas when I'm doing the digital puzzles, they are pretty much just the one direction. So it really tells you, for these edge pieces, it tells you which direction it's going. So that makes it a little bit easier. Whereas in person doing a puzzle, it can go any direction. There's another corner piece. My neighbors are deciding to mow their lawn, so I hope that you can't hear that too clearly. Puzzles are such a nice, cozy activity that you can do, especially when it's raining or a little bit chilly outside. And just kind of stay inside, do a puzzle. And it's nice to have something that is not digital every now and then, you know. I think that I especially spend way too much time on my phone and my devices or watching TV. So it's very nice to just sometimes have something like this to get my eyes away from all of the screen. It's even something that you can do with your family or your friends. You could have a puzzling night. Have some friends come over and help you complete a puzzle. Last year at Christmas, my family had a few jigsaw puzzles that we set up on a table in the living room, just a folding card table, and we each would rotate and take turns whenever we wanted, and it was right by the fireplace, and so we would sit there maybe with some of the classic Christmas movies in the background and just puzzle away. And so it was really nice. We all kind of contributed to completing the puzzles. I think that I probably hogged the puzzle more than anyone else because I find these very satisfying, and usually once I start something like this, whether it's a puzzle or a game, I really enjoy playing video games. It's very difficult to put it down until it's completed. So I think the entire Christmas break when we were visiting my family, I think I was puzzling away a good amount of those hours. but it was really, really sweet just to have something like that just set up in the living room where everyone is kind of hanging out anyways. And have something like that that you could do. Even multiple people could pull up chairs and work on it together. I think I will probably split this video into a few different parts. Probably do the first video of just this sorting. And then I think the next video will be me working on all of these edge pieces here that I've pulled out. And then probably 1 or 2 videos, depending on how long I want to make them, working on all of these nice middle pieces. I imagine I've probably made a few mistakes already and put some edge pieces in here accidentally. I hope you're not screaming at your screen if I did. Let me know if you have any suggestions for topics to ramble about. It does feel very strange and one-sided to be talking about myself so much. Feels a little like a selfish conversation. But I know that I really enjoy ASMR videos where the person just kind of rambles on, maybe about their day, or even just about what they're thinking or what they're doing. So I hope that these kind of pauses are also relaxing, because I find that sometimes those are the most relaxing moments, when you're listening to someone kind of chit-chat away, and then it just slowly kind of goes calm, and then they kind of add that chit-chat back in. I think that that can be really pleasant and relaxing. Last piece. Here we go. So I have now sorted all of these middle pieces from all of these edge pieces here. Hopefully I did not mix any up. I hope that you have enjoyed the sounds of all of the puzzle pieces. I think I will leave that here for this portion of the video. Please stay tuned if you would like to watch me complete all of the edges, and then maybe, if time allows in that video, I'll start on the middle pieces, but it'll probably be a second video as well, or an additional video after that. But I thank you so much for being here and for watching. And I wish you a wonderful